Woo! Day one of the AINSA Enduro World Series.
Crashed pretty good. Somehow I am totally fine.
So I took a spill on that one. If you are squeamish, you should close your eyes here.
Good morning, everybody. I am Mackie. That's Sid over there. It is 7 o'clock and still dark here in AINSA, Spain. We are on our way to day one of the AINSA Enduro World Series, and it's really cold.
This is the first EWS we've done this year. In the past, we're a little more accustomed to having a ranking and some EWS points, so we get to start later.
Yeah.
But
this time, not so much.
But really, that's fine.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Honestly, it's been a good thing for practice because we got the more relaxed practice times. And
yeah, if you haven't checked out our practice or our video from practice, you should check that out. We will link to it, put a card to it.
It's dark. We're about to start. You ready?
I mean, yeah, ready to go sit on the shuttle for an hour.
Ready to sit on the shuttle? Should be real fun. Hurry up and wait.
Estamos todos para ti, además.
Well, so far, based on how things are going to go today, the transitions are going to be way easy to make, and we're probably going to end up sitting around a lot at the top. So we got dropped off from the shuttle and then had 48 minutes to get to the next time check, and it took me 8, maybe 12. Now we have 2 hours and 15 minutes to make it to the next time check. I'm really not too worried. So it's going to be a very mellow transition day, which is good in a lot of ways, but also kind of frustrating because I really hate getting to the top and then like sitting for 45 minutes and just doing nothing. All right, a quick rant about the UCI. So I'm on the stage getting ready to drop in, and they're like, oh, you're not allowed to wear a camera for this. I'm like, what do you mean you can't wear a camera? So don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. So I'm like, what do you mean no camera? They're like, you're not allowed to film the stages. I'm like, what? So Sid looked it up, and apparently in the UCI rules, you are not allowed to have a camera on your body, which would be chest or head, supposedly. It doesn't specifically say chest, and apparently all the reasons are helmet related. Like, if you fall on it, it could like crush the helmet or make the helmet not work properly. So I'm hoping that at the starts there will not be a UCI official, because I really want to get footage for you guys. But we'll see. If we can't, then apparently there's some like big time loopholes or process that you can go through of signing a waiver, having the camera manufacturer sign a waiver, all this stuff, which we will try to do so that we can wear them for finale. But it's just annoying because it's obviously rules aimed at roadies. Because, you know, like, a road team is never going to wear a chest mount. So they didn't even think to mention it. And, like, we have plenty of other things that could crush our helmets when we crash, like rocks and trees that, if you're on the road, doesn't apply. So it's just a frustrating example of like UCI rules being applied to everyone when they don't make sense for everyone. Nothing to do about it, but I'm hoping they just don't notice so that we can get you guys footage from this weekend. I made it up to the top, and despite going as slow as I possibly could and taking a 30-minute break, I still got here like 20 minutes early. So I think today's transitions are going to be very easy to make. You can see people are lining up there. We've got a bunch of people started already. I checked my tire pressure, put on my knee pads, ate something. I think that's my checklist before a race, so let's watch someone go down. Party time.
Yeah, Mackie! Woo! Smooth.
Izquierda, izquierda. Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
So I had a clean run. Kip, unfortunately, put a solid dent in his rim. So we're gonna see if we can save it with a little Gorilla Tape.
There wasn't even that many rocks to hit. I don't know.
You chose just the one.
You made sure. I was really happy it didn't go totally flat.
So it was holding a little bit?
Yeah, like enough to, but I couldn't dig into any corners otherwise. It would,
Yeah.
I was
You've got the Victoria Airliner rim protector.
I want to catch 200 so bad,
Really
and then he
easy to put in.
Yeah.
So it's worth, I don't know, it's worth looking at because
Yeah.
I think I
they're
was just
easy to
flustered 'cause of
install,
the whole
unlike
start
the
thing.
Cushcore,
Like, I never
which is apparently
strapped my
a
chest
nightmare. I
protector.
have never tried
No?
it, but
Yeah, I was
That's
kind of bummed
what I've
for you,
heard.
like,
That's why I stay away from it.
yeah,
happened right there.
yeah. People
I
say
didn't get it
Cushcore is a
together until
nightmare.
that steep section.
The
And then
Victoria
like, for the second half
Airliner
of the stage,
is-
I think I rode well.
I rode aggressive but smart at the top, and I was super happy. And I just
Not
pushed too hard
is
after
pretty
that. So
easy
this
and
is going
provides
really
good
well.
protection. for stuff like that.
I had that moment where I like.
Worse than we thought. It's a plug. That's not bad. I would try now trying to get some sealant on it. Well, hey guys.
Oh my God!
Buenos dias. First stage is done. I'm not sure if I was able to get you guys footage for that one because I got to the bottom and hit the pause button and it didn't beep at me. So if not, I apologize. Sid is not racing with her camera because of the stupid UCI rule and she's worried. Nobody at the top seemed to care, so I'm going for it. But yeah, that first one was good. I felt a little slow at the beginning, but pushed pretty good on the climbs and actually caught two guys who were passing one another on the second climb, which was perfect because I was able to get by both of them. And then I think I maybe gassed myself a little bit and had a hard time staying on the trail after that. So I ended up crashing slightly, but was able to get back up and then catch the next guy ahead of me by a little bit. I didn't actually pass him, but I was right behind him at the finish. So overall, quite pleased. It was a good run. Now we have a way too much time for our next transition again, but better that than having to rush. So just pedaling my way up, still have about an hour to get to the next stage, and it's probably 35 minutes away.
Crashed pretty good. Somehow I am totally fine. But I did break off my mount, but I stopped and got my stages meter out of the bushes because I was like, doesn't matter. But now I have to straighten my handlebars. They're fine again.
Stage 2 of the day done. That one was clean. I felt more awake, which hopefully meant I went faster. But yeah, it was a good one. I'm pleased with that. Now we have another aid station and then pretty minimal climbing to the next two. So just get it over with here. Although I guess I can't just get it over with because we have set transitions and they're all too long. So I made it up here to the top of stage 3, which is really cool. I really like stage 3. I think you guys are gonna dig the footage. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the difference for Enduro World Series. Enduro World Series is just that. It's a World Series, so best of the best from around the world. I have to adjust my expectations accordingly. I would be stoked with like a top 60 finish here. Top 100 would be pretty good and sort of what I'm expecting. Like a lot different. There are a lot of people racing here this weekend. Super competitive, super fast guys. So adjusting the expectations accordingly. I'm in like a earlier group of pro guys. Someone told me I think I was second on the first stage of that, so that's great. I'm stoked. But there are another 200 pro guys who drop later than us. So, you know, if all of them beat me, that would put me in 200th. Hopefully, not all of them will beat me. But still, it's like, that's how competitive it is. It's crazy. So, expectations adjusted accordingly. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. You know the transitions are too long when someone who starts a half hour behind you gets to your start.
I probably was there before you left on 2 too, but I was just like way back in.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because like it would have been way too big of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. How's it been?
I fell down,
Oh no.
but I'm fine.
Good.
But I had to go hunting for the stages dash in the bushes.
Oh shoot.
I mean, I didn't have to. It was a decision that I made.
You decided to go hunting. Yeah, fair enough.
It was actually
This was on 2?
pretty hard, fast, just like
Oof.
went into it was like a straight section and then there was a corner that snuck up on me and I just did
Oh shoot.
but I don't know.
But you're
The
fine.
only point of contact is this.
Okay.
That's literally it. I don't know how.
You got some dirt in your pants, but
Yeah. Yeah, there's dirt everywhere. I broke the mount.
yeah, that's what I did too.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
yeah. I
How
don't think
was-
it's going to be my world just right
No,
now.
probably not. How was 1?
Where did that happen?
Clean?
I don't think I was warmed up.
Yeah.
Becky caught me, but it was really long. So
It was really long.
surprised by that. And
Yeah.
It was like a good spot.
Good.
It kind of pulled over too early, but it made it so that she got me before it got into that like rocky.
Cool. Nice. Cool.
In the last one, I crashed and I could hear her or Tony, but I think probably her. Then I think I got back up and made time on her.
Put some time.
again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because right after I got up, I was like, I can hear Becky, but then she wasn't there when I finished.
Okay,
So I think
cool.
I actually had a pretty good stage, minus
Minus the falling over.
really honestly minus searching for this. But I just thought I
shoot.
probably would. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather have this.
Yeah,
than
I
20
understand.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But no more mount, I guess, for me for the rest of this trip, which is kind of a bummer.
It actually might be nice. Because it won't fall off anymore if it's in your pocket.
I know, but I do like to look at it on the transitions with the
Oh,
clock.
that's true.
You have like a watch or something.
Yeah.
But obviously for tomorrow it doesn't matter because more like for finale.
Yeah. At this point, we are 7 hours and 10 minutes in. 20 miles,
25,300 feet of climbing. This is where fatigue starts playing a role. I'm a little tired, not terrible, but it's been hot. So just did the third stage. It was clean. I hit the one line that I was trying to hit. All right, stage 7 done. Not stage 7, stage 4 done. Done for the day. That last one is my favorite. It's the best. I think unfortunately my camera may not have recorded. We will see. If not, we'll put a card somewhere of somebody else riding it so you guys can get an idea. But we've been having technical difficulties with like certain cards not working properly, which is really weird. But I'm gonna hang out a little bit here and watch Sid finish. Some of you in our recent videos have asked why the sound is so muffled on my footage. That is because I'm using the Adventure case on the Rilo, and basically it's waterproof, so it covers the microphone, so the sound's really muffled. We're trying to figure out a good solution, but because we are not in the States and don't have access to our normal tools and want to keep getting footage for you guys, I'm not gonna fuss with it. We're gonna just, you know, do our best to like make it work with what we have here, and then when we get back to the States, work with Rilo to try to figure out a good solution that protects the lens, which is the main thing that I worry about, and then also get you guys the better sound quality. So just letting you guys know, we do know about that. That's what's going on. We're gonna try to figure out a solution, but not until after Europe.
Mackie really wants one of these. Are you having fun? Ah! That would probably hurt.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
Is the paint just starting to drip off?
No, I'm trying to start up my bacon grease on my bike, and I don't know what, I didn't eat any bacon, so I don't know why I worked. So like, look, there's like grease on it.
Ew.
Weird, huh?
Wax?
It feels like grease. It doesn't have the covering that wax does.
That's super strange. Could the sticker be like disintegrating?
Wait, all the way down? No, that's dirt, okay.
Huh. Gross. Don't eat bacon and ride.
We made it back to the house after 9 hours and 9 minutes of bike time. 5,800 feet climbed, 5,900 feet descended, 26.5 miles. So, yeah, it was a big one. Pretty exhausted. Looking at results when I chipped in, I am currently second. That is of the first group of pro guys.
Of 100?
Yeah, no, there's like 100 and... I saw a number like 370.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's like a good group in my... Yeah. No, there's like a bunch of pro guys. But there's another 200 pro guys who go later who have not chipped in yet. So who are theoretically faster. So hopefully I can beat some of them. So we will see. We will see.
So the reason that you don't have any race footage from me today is not that I forgot to turn on the camera. They made a huge deal about not having cameras at the beginning because it's a UCI rule that mainly comes from like road racing. Mackie just ignored it and nobody seemed to have an issue with it. I feel bad about disobeying rules, so I did. Anyway, overall I was pretty pleased with today. I don't have any idea how I did because I was in a group of, it was supposed to be 5, ended up being 4 women because we didn't have an EWS ranking. We started way before everyone else, so most of the women have not finished yet. I honestly don't care about the result for this race, and I'm just pretty pleased that I had a crash that wasn't a big deal. Compared my results to my friend Mary, who races in the Masters. She's pretty awesome. She's raced World Cup cross country for 20 years, and now at age 47 is crushing the Masters EWS. So she's awesome. I was beating her by 1 second, so that's where the real race is at tomorrow. Mackie is beating her husband, Mike, by 6 seconds. So obviously this is like a couples thing. So I'm gonna have to buckle down and do it for the Team Schultz Franklin versus Team Broderick McConnellag. These are very long team names. We're gonna have to come up with better team names. We'll get back to you on that.
Good morning. It is day 2 of EWS AINSA, and I want to draw your attention to a couple of important facts. One, it is light out and I am riding into town, unlike yesterday. And 2, Sid is not with me. Don't worry, she is racing, but EWS pulled a little switcheroo on us last night after we'd gone to bed and sent out start times which are different today, which is fairly normal, but we kept checking and checking and checking, and we finally gave up and we're like, all right, we're gonna go to sleep. We'll just assume they're the same as yesterday. Woke up this morning at 6 and they had changed them and pushed mine back an hour, which is great, except I had already woken up, so we tried to go back to sleep and sort of successful.
So day 2. As you can tell, it's a lot sunnier now than yesterday. They actually changed the times for the first group of women and bumped us back 2.5 hours, basically. It's confusing, but it would have been nice to sleep in. Unfortunately, I didn't find that out until I was already up at like 7 o'clock this morning, so no sleeping in for me. And just getting ready, about to head out. Bike was all good. Minor crisis because when I went to let air out of my rear tire, no air came out, which is something that happens sometimes with the airliner or cushcore, any of these rim things, is that it just is blocking the hole, so the air won't come out. But I had like 35 psi in there, so I had to like take the valve core out and poke a hole in it. It was super easy but kind of stressful because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to figure it out or not. And now I better go.
I looked at results last night and I'm currently sitting 85th. So as I had mentioned yesterday, different expectations for EWS races. And in this case, like, hey, I'm stoked with 85th. That's solid in a pretty massive field of like 300 and somewhere around 300, I think, of the guys. So I'm stoked about that. We'll hopefully today is smooth and clean and fast, and I can bump that up a little bit, but I'm pleased so far. Another thing I wanted to mention this morning is that I plan to film again today with the chest mount. Not because I think the rules don't apply to me, or I want to say screw you to the UCI or anything like that, but because a big part of why I'm here is to get footage for you guys, and to show you guys what it's like to race at Enduro World Series. And frankly, I'm willing to take the risk, which I think is why they make that rule. And nobody except the official at the very, very beginning knows or cares at all about that silly rule. So I'm just not gonna wear my camera until we get off the shuttle, and then I will pop it back on and do my best to get footage for you guys again today. That's the plan.
Mackie, go. Todo bien. Bien. That was a show. I got a shrubbery stuck on me that was like so prickly, and then I kept riding and it was stabbing me. I crashed twice and I was like fine both times, but it was like frustrating. My arms just got so tired that I was like scared to go fast because I thought I'd crash.
So I took a spill on that one. If you are squeamish, you should close your eyes here. It looks like that. Not so great. Fortunately, they've got medical here, so we get some, get it covered up, and I think that may be the end of my race. I'm not sure it would be a good idea to finish it up. Yeah, I think that might be the end.
Oh yeah.
Well, here, I'll show you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a good one. That was Kip's reaction.
Okay.
Centro médico abajo. No, AJ, allí, ¿no? Sí, AJ. Que lo hagan allí con calma, y que lo vea él allí, a ver.
Le ponemos solamente unas tiras de aproximación allí para sujetarle.
Sí, y un apósito, ¿no?
Y un apósito, y ya está. Escucha, hay que coser, ¿vale?
Okay.
Entonces, donde está la meta,
Sí.
está el puesto nuestro.
Okay.
Sabes que hay una ambulancia y entonces ellos tienen tiempo y ahí te lo cosen, ¿vale?
Okay. Bueno.
Vale. Entiende muy bien castellano.
Bueno, así.
Sí, ese ya nos vale.
¿De dónde eres?
Sí.
De Nuevo México, de Estados Unidos. Well, they got me all bandaged up, and now I am coasting back down to the castle to get some stitches. The guy predicted 7, so we'll see how close he is. It's really a bummer to end a race like that. It just is. And, you know, it happens. Like, it's the way things go, but I'm pretty bummed. I was really looking forward to all 3 of the stages today. I wanted to see if I could get a couple spots higher, and really I felt fairly good on that first one, minus the crash like 2 minutes in and splitting my arm open. So I'm trying to decide if I should go cheer Sid, but I'm afraid it would throw her off, and I don't want to like scare her since I crashed. So I think probably better to just wait till the end, see her at that point, let her know, because it's not anything serious, it's not a big deal, but it's starting to get kind of painful now that the adrenaline's wearing off. So yeah, blah. All right, on the 20-minute pedal back to the castle, my arm is definitely starting to get pretty stiff. The adrenaline is definitely worn off, but I'm here at the medical shipping container to get some stitches. Wish me luck.
No le grabes la cara. ¿Y
Esto también se llaman puntos.
Grapas.
Rapas. Staples.
Dame quita que lo paso.
Me quita grapas.
No stitches for this guy. Staples. And they apparently need 2 kits of them. Not sure that's a good sign. So in our recent video of what we wear, we mentioned that we don't wear elbow pads. But I'm beginning to rethink that decision, and I may start wearing elbow pads after this because this is pretty painful, and I had a sort of similar crash in stitches last year. So yeah, elbow pads might be in the near future for this guy. Okay, I used this as an opportunity to improve my medical Spanish vocabulary, which more or less was non-existent. I learned to say sutures, or to suture, which is suturar. Sounds just like sutures, which is how I understood what they were saying. Puntos are stitches, but I did not get puntos, I got rapas, which are staples. I'm supposed to change the bandage every 2 days and then get them out in a week, which is when we'll be in Italy, so I'm probably going to wait until we get back to the US like a day and a half later and get them out there. But this whole thing just reminded me of the video we did with Jim recently on first aid. If you haven't checked that out, I'll put a card. But I actually do have a bandana in my backpack that, had I not been at a race in a stage, I would have stopped and like covered it up. But I figured there would be a medical crew at the bottom, so I just raced the stage hard as I could, finished it off, and then they cleaned me up afterwards. And then came back to the castle and they stapled me here. So all good, pretty bummed. Life goes on.
Jesus. Problem.
All right, tell me about it. How was it?
Pretty sloppy, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I crashed, ripped a good hole
Oh,
in my
no.
jersey on the first stage.
Okay.
Like, again, it wasn't a bad crash. I got away with it. It was like, sort of like slow speed stuffed it into a corner.
Yeah, shoot.
So I don't think I lost a ton of time, but I don't know. I think I like over amped myself.
Yeah,
Second one too,
gotcha.
I was like, I'm gonna make up time pedaling, and then I tweaked that tree right at the bottom of the pedal.
Oh, shoot.
And I like leapt off my bike or like something. I didn't hit the ground, but I had to start the first little climb like from the standstill.
Oh no.
And then just like 10 other dumb things happened until I just like sat down on my seat and like took 3 deep breaths and then started again. It was fun. But it was just like
just one of those
that
days.
one was okay. I'm hoping I didn't miss the neutral zone because I let Becky go. But I just knew if her catching me in the corners was gonna be costly.
Oh, you mean like if you waited too long?
I stopped at the top and let her go.
Whatever.
And
it's better, like you said, than like botching.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that your time just starts at 2 minutes. You don't get like a penalty for missing
Yeah, I
it.
suspect your time just starts.
In which case it probably was 5 seconds,
Okay.
which would have been. And I nearly died in like 3 of the corners. Like, like front wheel up, like seat hitting me in the back, like pivoting around. I think I actually got through them relatively efficiently,
Good.
but like I was getting a lot of cheers because I was like nearly dying. Like,
yeah. The spectators liked you. Awesome. Cool. Congrats. It's all good. Don't matter.
Have you seen Gus? How is he?
I haven't seen him. I was at the house, but then left before he got back and came over here.
We are at the end. I dipped my chip. I still have no idea how I did. I suspect not that great. Today was pretty sloppy. I forgot to record the last stage because I took off the camera mount because it was so hot on the climb, and then I forgot to put it back on. But that last climb was really hot. The rest of the day it wasn't too bad, but the last one was really hot. So at the end they did ask me if that was the hottest day I've ever had on a bike, and I had to say no, it wasn't. Had some pretty broiling days on a bike. And this one, while it was very hot, we got to wait for like an hour at the top of every stage in the shade, and it wasn't that hot in the shade, so it wasn't that bad. Probably a little dehydrated now. We're gonna go eat some paella. It's gonna be great. Excited for your paella?
Paella party.
Consolation paella.
Consolation paella. I was hoping it would be
Sorry,
celebratory paella, but it's not. Paella party. That right there is a lot of paella. Should we go get some?
Yeah, let's do it.
Gracias.
Sin pan.